Luckily, the specialists are always as cautious as possible and nobody got hurt. This situation took place in the Dabula area. An injured barking deer was laying down near the village. Villagers informed the wildlife office and they sent the rescue team to save the deer's life. When the rescuers found the creature, they had to hold him tightly because he didn't want to be saved and was very indignant by the people's actions. Examining the deer, they realized that he had some injuries. So they decided to bring him to the hospital to give him the necessary medical care. Let's hope the poor thing will be okay. This happened in a small village of one South Asia country, where it's always wet and where you don't find a lot of vets of supportive resources and shelters for stray animals. That's why street cats and dogs often got into trouble without any real help to come. This little cutie stuck in the pile of bricks and had no chance to get out by himself. The woman came to rescue the poor creature and had a lot of work to do because the pile was rather huge. It took her a great amount of time to get to the cat. She was afraid to do him any harm if some of the bricks hit him. But everything turned out okay, and she could reach the boy. It turned out to be very little and needed food and care. Let's hope for a much happier future for him. Being on a boat ride at Bhagwan Bird Sanctuary, the rescuers from Discover Wild India found this Gargani duck struggling in the water. It was stuck and wasn't able to move. It turned out that the bird's feet and wings were badly entangled in an abandoned fishing net. The group of people didn't have any sharp object to cut the rope, so they unsuccessfully tried to use a stone to do that. But the man managed to cut the rope with his teeth. After checking the health condition of the poor duck, they let the bird go. But it somehow got in the same trap. This time the rescuer could get rid of the rope very quickly. The people set the duck free, but it obviously couldn't fly and didn't feel comfortable in the water. The rescuers had to take the duck on board for the third time. They put the bird on a grassy pitch to give it time to recover. Sometime later, the creature came back to the water and was much better. Canopy Cat Rescue helps to get cats down from trees. Each cat has its own character. Some of them want to get down as quickly as possible. Sometimes they panic, and sometimes they don't trust men. And some just need attention.
Hi, honey. You're so pretty.
Also, each cat has its own history of staying in the tree. Some cats sit for several days waiting for their rescue, and some for several hours. It happens that it is not known how long a cat sits on a tree, and you need to find a special approach to them. Feel the cat, and only by establishing contact with the pet can you safely lower them to the ground. These tiny creatures obviously lost their mom and were on the ragged edge. This kind-hearted woman found them at the side of the road, silent and scared. She took them home because they had no chance to survive staying alone. They gulped down the milk. It was eventually their first food for a rather long period of time. After that, they started investigating the place around them. The boys got calm and relaxed, feeling that the time to play had come. They're really lucky fellas. That's all for you today. Please support these heroes with your likes and subscriptions. And if you can, donate. These cases are marvelous, and I want to advise you one channel where you can see much more marvelous cases not only about animals. Watch Amazing Things channel and subscribe. There will be lots of the coolest content for you. Bye! Hi there. Rescuing animals is not a thing that people do every day, but it doesn't mean that there's nobody to help. We often live our own lives and don't even pay attention to those who badly need help. That's why the actions of those who try to help are precious. Let's watch several cases of animal rescues that won't leave you cold. Peregrine falcons are the fastest birds in the world. They're very rare to see in a busy city street, and the rescuers from Wildlife Aid didn't even expect them to be in trouble. The specialists got a call from the Working Peregrine Project about a juvenile bird that had become lost inside a working construction site. Simon rushed to help. The bird got lost on one of the levels and couldn't come back to her family, which had settled on top of the nearest building. Simon decided to use a net to grasp the creature. The bird was disoriented and didn't resist. Luckily, Simon managed to catch it and put it into the carrier. After that, the rescuer had to go very high and find the falcon's nest. When he did this, the bird refused to leave the carrier. The rescuers put the protective gloves on and took the bird out with their hands. At last, the mission was complete and the bird was at her place. Where can one of the most venomous snakes be met? You maybe won't believe it, but you can meet one of such dangerous creatures in hay bales. Nick Evans spends his day rescuing reptiles who got in trouble, and this time, his task is a very creepy one. It's extremely hard to find a black mamba slithering somewhere in piles of hay. He and his helpers had to move and turn the bales to find the snake hiding somewhere. At last, they managed to do it. Nick assured the snake with his hands, protecting himself with the hook. The deadly beauty was tenderly caught. The rescuers checked if the snake was okay and took it away to a safe place. This poor guy was wandering about the streets of one Moroccan town. His one eye was blind and badly needed help, but people ignored him. The man from the Safe Moroccan Pet Project took him home to clean and to feed him. He called the cat Miracle because to survive with such health problems was a miracle itself. The creature needed medical help, and the rescuer brought him to the vet. Sadly, the doctor told him that the only solution was to remove his eye by surgery, and the man let the vet do this. After the surgery, Miracle had to take medical treatment for a rather long time. Day by day, the kitty felt much better, and we hope he will recover as soon as possible. This dog, whose name is Brenda, was seen several times at one and the same place. The rescuers from Dar Animal Center found her there after some people informed them about the abandoned dog. Luckily, there were some kind people that had given her food. When the rescuers came to the place, the dog was very friendly dealing with them. It was obvious that she had been living with people before. After feeding Brenda, the women took her to the vet check. She wasn't against it. The vet said that Brenda didn't have any serious problems, so she was ready to go to the center. Now Brenda is one of those cuties who are waiting for their own family. Let's hope she'll find a good one. The rescuers from Ocean Conservation Namibia spend their days monitoring the beaches in search of animals that need help. But severe sandstorms in Namibia prevented them from doing that at Pelican Point for some time. At last, they got to the beach to find a big male Cape fur seal adult with about 45 strands of fishing line wrapped around his neck and body. It took the activists 3 attempts to catch the naughty guy. The guys dragged the seal back to the beach from the water, and one of the rescuers, Denzil by name, started cutting the rope with scissors. When the frightened seal was set free, he nearly bit another rescuer, not